teacher was unwrapping her teacher's day gifts, but when she saw the cheap socks, she threw the gift away in disgust right in front of everyone. She then turned around and put on her expensive silk scarf. Every student from an impoverished family would become the target of her mockery, but her karma was right around the corner. A few years later, she gave birth prematurely to a deformed child. To keep it hidden from the outside world, she locked the child in the basement. But when the classmates saw the boy wearing a mask, they wanted him to take it off. His disfigured face scared everyone away in an instant. Before long, her son vanished without a trace. It was not until many years later that the police found several mangled corpses in that very basement. It turned out that after the teacher retired, she was diagnosed with cancer and could no longer take care of herself. So Soo-yeon held a teacher appreciation banquet for her, but only invited the students who had been bullied by the teacher back in the day. At that time, they had no idea it was an elaborately planned conspiracy. That night, a hand suddenly stretched out from beside Anna's bed. When she opened her eyes again, she was tied up, and across from her stood her husband, covered in blood. Shortly after, a masked figure walked over and used a stapler to torture and kill Anna by targeting her eyes. Meanwhile, as Soo-yeon was wheeling the teacher back to her room, she was suddenly knocked unconscious from behind. The attacker then muttered that this was all retribution for the sins the teacher had committed in her youth. He then poured gasoline over her. Just as he was about to light the match, the masked man suddenly appeared. The two immediately got into a fierce fight, but the attacker was killed by the masked man with a single blow. The teacher standing nearby thought it was her long-lost son, but the person under the mask turned out to be Louis, one of the guests at the banquet. When Louis was in school, he was kicked out of the classroom just for soiling his pants. His mother wanted to go to the teacher to argue her son's case, but she was killed in a car accident on the way. And now, the teacher was finally going to pay the price for all the terrible things she had done.